Top story tonight, reaction joining us from Washington is Senator Marco Rubio. So when you heard the head of the DNC say these things and use the Holocaust to attack you, which is exactly what she did, how did you react?
Well, it didn't surprise me. I've been watching Debbie Wasserman Schultz for years in Florida. On top of her political extremism, she tends to do these sorts of things. I was outraged because this is a private citizen, an individual who participates in the political process, who anyone who knows him for 2 seconds realizes he's not a Nazi sympathizer. In fact, as what's been reported, you said he's a collector. His mother survived a German U-boat attack under the Nazis. But it is a despicable attack, and you know what the evidence of that is? Even liberal media outlets have criticized her for doing that. Don't expect an apology. They just move on. They don't feel like they're accountable to anybody for it. But I think it also is indicative of the levels of desperation that have now entered the Democratic Party. Their front runner is in a lot of trouble, as we've been seeing in the news over the last few days. And I think this is further sign of that sort of desperation that they're now facing, the panic, really.
All right, but you yourself, did you anticipate this level of hatred? Because I think it's going to get worse. I really do. I see this as probably the dirtiest campaign in the history of the country. Did you anticipate it yourself?
Well, I've been watching as politics has gone in this direction. Anyone who enters this knows that you are susceptible to being attacked with these sorts of things. What I still put my faith in is in the judgment of the American people who see that he's through these sorts of attacks. And here's the truth. Debbie Wasserman Schultz should be more concerned about the fact that she decided to side with her president, with her party. She decided to side with her party and put Israel in danger. She is in favor of and voted for and is an enthusiastic supporter of this deal with Iran that will give the Iranian regime the opportunity to do things like wipe Israel off the face of the earth, as the Ayatollah has said he wants to do. When he said, for example, Israel won't even exist in years. That's what really matters, but she didn't care about that. Instead, she's playing these sorts of vicious political games. But, you know, I think she only hurts herself and their cause when they do it. So
well, it'll be interesting to see if that's the case. The story has been underreported, but we felt it was so outrageous and at such a high level ahead of the DNC that we had to report it tonight. All right, new Bloomberg poll has Trump 21, Ben Carson 16, Jeb Bush 13. That's different from the Fox poll. He's at 7 in the Fox poll. Carly Fiorina 11, and you are at 9. And everybody else is kind of out of it at this point. When Governor Walker quit, in his remarks, he said that he hopes all of the remaining candidates will join together to defeat Trump. What did you think when he said that?
Well, what I think is we need to have someone who's a serious person, someone who is serious about the future of our country, someone who understands the challenges we face. This election is not about any of us individually. It's about the United States of America. At one of the most critical times in its history, both geopolitically and domestically here with our economy. And we need to have someone who has real thoughts about and depth on these issues.
Are you saying Mr. Trump doesn't have those real thoughts?
Well, if you watched the debate last week, I think that answers itself. When the debate turned to policy, he stood silent for 23 minutes, and that's why he had such a bad debate. That's why he's now reacting the way he is and continuing to offend anyone who criticizes him. He's very thin-skinned, obviously. He's very sensitive to criticism. But he can't have a conversation about policy because, quite frankly, he doesn't know anything about policy. His foreign policy apparently is a secret. He can't tell us because he doesn't want to reveal it to the enemy.
It's not really a secret, but I put forth that he has been good for the Republican Party, Trump, in general, because he's brought so many new people in to watch these debates. Would you cede that Trump has been good?
Look, I'm glad that we have so many people paying attention.
Okay,
and
good.
I've never denied
I think,
that
to be fair, he has, like him or not, he's stimulated debate, and he has gotten everybody involved who's going to get involved. The other zombies, no matter what you do, are not.
But let me be clear, Bill. I don't dislike anyone who's running for president personally. I'm running for president on my agenda because I believe this country can be greater than it's ever been, but it's on the road to decline. And that's what this campaign needs to be about, and that's what we're going to remain focused on. Am I glad that people are tuning in and watching? Absolutely, because I think if you look at what we offer as a party and as a movement in the conservative movement, it is superior to what the other side has forced upon this country for the last 7 years.
We will see. This is going to be some race, Senator, and we always appreciate you taking the time to talk with us. Thank you.
Thank you.